Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Animal Form and Function 2, Lecture 21, Reproduction and Development. Today we will discuss about advantages and disadvantages of sexual reproduction. In the last lecture, you have read about sexual reproduction, now its advantages and disadvantages. The new combinations of traits arise more rapidly in the sexual reproduction because genetic recombination is there. The male and female gametes will combine and will form the new genetic combination that result genetic diversity. Then variability increases the chances of species surviving sudden environmental changes. As you have read about the asexual reproduction, that disease or drought condition may vanish the total species. But if animals have genetic variability, then a disease or drought or any environmental hazard cannot eliminate a species at all, but the survivor will survive and the weak animals will eliminate. The variation is the foundation for evolution, so nature will select the fittest animal. Asexually reproducing populations retain mutations, whereas sexual reproduction will eliminate deleterious mutations or lethal mutations because male and female gametes will combine and best option will go into offsprings. Some disadvantages: that animal cannot reproduce asexually, never bequeath its own exact set of genetic material to its progeny. So, in sexual reproduction, a parent cannot transfer its own genetic combination or genetic makeup to its offspring because one parent can donate half genetic makeup. The second set of chromosomes will come from the next parent or another parent. So there will be combination. There is no exact copy of one parent or another. Sexual reproduction bestows on progeny a reassortment of maternal and paternal chromosomes. So, in sexual reproduction, maternal chromosomes and paternal chromosomes will join and will move to the offspring. That is, same mixing process creates the adaptive genetic combinations in adult to work, dismantle it partially in offspring addition. So this genetic combination will go into the offspring. Many of the gametes released are not fertilized, leading to a significant waste of metabolic effort, as lot of sperms are produced and eggs are produced. If eggs are not fertilized, then sperm will go wasted. Also, if egg is not available, also sperm will be wasted. So that is, metabolic effort will be wasted. Here is a overview of sexual reproduction, asexual reproduction, advantages and disadvantages. Now, sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction advantages first, that is high genetic variability that facilitate adaptations and speed up evolution. Now, asexual reproduction will save energy, that is courtship is not the issue, so courtship behavior is not involved, energy is saved. Greatest increase in fitness for each individual. Disadvantages is sexual reproduction is energy costly, so energy budget must be there. Courtship time, resource consuming, usually sacrifices the fitness of one sex to the other, and the asexual reproduction have the low genetic variability. Adaptations to environment is difficult. That is, retard evolution, so evolution will not occur. There will be no natural selection. Sexual reproduction in vertebrates. Vertebrates evolution has close link between reproductive biology and sexual behavior. So when you see the sexual reproduction, there will be sexual behavior that may be dancing, that may be fighting, that may be beauty, that may be singing, many things. That is strong drive to mate. Reproduce dominates the lives of many vertebrates. That includes salmons, fateful spawning, run or rooting of bull elk. Here is rooting. So bull is going toward its female. And here is the spawning of the fish. Female fish lay eggs and the male fish spreads its sperms over the eggs. And before this there will be courtship behavior. Females of most mammal species come into heat or estrus. Basically, heat or estrus period is very special for the female. They have the desire for sexual receptivity. This period is very important for sexual intercourse. That is period of sexual receptivity about the same time each year. This is controlled by the genetic control, hormonal control, or the nervous system. Genetic makeup or hormones present in the body and the nervous system all control usually estrus timing or estrus cycle. The young are born when environmental conditions make survival most likely. When environmental conditions are favorable, then female will have the estrus or heat periods in the spring, in the autumn. So here is heating period. So male and female will come close together and will form the couple combination. Some basic vertebrate reproductive strategies. Fishes are well known for their high potential fecundity. So fishes will produce more eggs, more sperms because they have the external fertilization usually. Most species releasing thousands to millions of eggs and sperms annually. They have reproductive methods, structures, and attendant physiology that allow them to adapt great variety of aquatic conditions. So they will produce lot of eggs, lot of sperms, and they have courtship behavior. They will attend their eggs, they will form the nest, and then male and female will protect the nest, then hatching. Here you can see male and female couple and lot of eggs are there and definitely will be sperm there. Just imagine the number of eggs. Amphibians. The reproductive strategies in amphibians are much more diverse than observed in other groups of vertebrates. Each of the three living orders includes amphibians, salamanders, aenurans that all trends toward the terrestriality, that they want to inhabit on the land. The variety of these adaptations in aenurans viewed as pioneering evolutionary experiments in terrestrial environments by the vertebrates. So, amphibians were the first vertebrates who came on the land and they adapted for the land environment, especially aenurans, frogs, toads. Here you can see The metamorphosis process in the amphibians, that they have the eggs, then they have the larval stages, and finally they have the adults. You can see the presence of tail and then the regression of tail. First legs were not present and then finally adults have the legs. Evolution of direct development of terrestrial eggs may be present in the amphibians, then oviviparity, having egg-laying habit and giving birth to their young ones, then viviparity, having habit to give birth to their young ones. That is important in the successful invasion of mountainous environment by amphibians. Here you can see lot of eggs of the Nauroze, and you can observe the shape of the eggs having the blackish dot inside the eggs. Now reproductive strategies in reptiles, birds and mammals, or the amniotes or the land animals. The reproductive adaptations of reptiles, birds and early mammals, that change is evident in the reproductive system of later mammals, that includes humans. The reptilian system includes shelled and desiccation resistant eggs. So if you observe the reptilian eggs like the lizard's eggs, they have the shelled structure and there will be no desiccation problem. These eggs had the three basic embryonic membranes and characterize the mammalian embryo. Having the flat embryo, develop, underwent gastrulation, goes to gastrulation, and atop of a huge yolk mass, the same process of gastrulation in mammalian embryos, whereas massive yolk mass has been lost. So if you consider the reptilian egg having a lot of yolk, birds having a lot of yolk, and early mammals, but in later mammals, in the humans, there will be less or no yolk. So still they have the same pattern of organization, development, cleavage. Amniotes. Reptiles have two reproductive strategies, that is, oviparous reptiles deposit eggs into a external nest. The egg-laying reptiles will use the nest for the eggs, and viviparous, they will give birth to their babies. Reptiles retain eggs and give birth to live offspring. Here is amniotic egg. You can see the membranes, amnion, allantois, chorion, yolk sac, amniotic cavity with amniotic fluid, the shell, and the yolk albumen. Thanks.